This video is to show you how and when assessment will take place for this course SGSC 1000. As I said, every instructor will be using the same assessment tools and will be having to report the data from their courses of that assessment information, the grades and so on. And this document that you see here describes the timeline for doing this assessment, and it talks about the student learning outcomes that are being assessed and by when. So I'm going to provide a copy of this document in the part-time faculty section of the faculty virtual office, so you won't have to rely on this blurry video to read this information. But let me just go over this information so you can see what it's all about. Now, there's something called SLOs and ALOs. SLOs are student learning outcomes, and ALOs are advisor learning outcomes. Now, you're only going to have to worry about the student learning outcomes because you're not an advisor. You're just an instructor of SGSC 1000. So that makes it easier. But you see that some of these learning outcomes are assessed in this course, SGSC 1000. And it says that the assessment takes place by the end of the first semester, and that SGSC 1000 instructors will be doing the assessment. So pay special attention to these learning outcomes that say that you will be doing the assessment or gathering the assessment information. You won't be computing the numbers, but you'll be reporting the numbers for your sections. And it tells you the performance targets. This last column will be filled in at the end of the fall with the data that we get. So we have SLO 1B and 1C, and these outcomes are straight from the syllabus, so they're not going to surprise you. They're exactly what you are testing the students on. So here's another one at the bottom here. Now, you can ignore the ALO, the advisor learning outcomes, and here students will understand what SAP is, but that is an SGSC 1000 matter. So a lot of these are from SGSC 1000, such as SLO 2E and SLO 2F. They're straight from the learning outcomes for the course. Same thing with SLO 3A. Students will know who their advisor is. And some of these involve other stakeholders in addition to you. This is pulled straight from the syllabus, SLO 3B. But well, here's an ALO, so that's not relevant. Now, this last screen is very interesting because it shows when that data will be requested. And you see that on October 17th, or about October 17th, we will have the data to assess these SLOs, 1B, 1C, 2D, 2E, 2F, 3A, and 3B, because by then you will have covered the material and made the students do the exams that collect the data to measure these SLOs. So after October 17th, I will ask you for this data, and you should submit them to me electronically. I will probably ask you to submit the data in a form, an electronic form, on Google Docs, but that's pretty straightforward. And I will report the outcome of that data on October 31st of this year. So we will not have to wait till the end of the course for you to report out the data for these SLOs. Now, there are other SLOs that we will have to wait for, but in fact, for the fall, these may be the only SLOs that will actually be reporting out. So that should give you insight into how the course will be assessed in the fall of 2016 and when the course will be assessed in the fall of 2016.